So this weekend was so transformative for me, but it's too much to share in one video. But I do want to give y'all a nugget that my oversoul gave me this weekend. I was sitting with myself and I heard, you didn't come here to be nice, you came here to be clear. But your clarity has to come from your heart and not your wounds. And I mean, you ate, sis. That's good shit right there. And it made me realize that recently in these last couple of weeks, I've been having to watch my mouth because when people are coming at me sideways, I've been choosing just to mirror their behavior back to them. And I'm not gonna lie, I get a little thrill out of that because anything you could do, I could do better. But I know that that's my ego. And although I do believe in balance, I've been trying to figure out when to act recently. And so I was sitting with my oversoul and I was basically telling my oversoul that I actually like some parts of my shadow and I don't understand why I feel so much shame for that. And the conversation was basically that my shadow stood up for me in times where I would not stand up for myself. Because y'all have heard me talk about when I first was learning how to communicate, I was a menace to fucking society. And when I look back at those moments, I feel regret for the way that I treated people, but I was only trying to protect myself in the best way that I knew how. And I grew up in a family full of violence. And so there is a part of me that appreciates the shadow aspects of myself because had they never stood up, I would have still been experiencing the pain and suffering that I experienced growing up. But the shame that I feel is redirection from my oversoul back towards natural integrity. And for being like me, it's compassion. I've always been a very understanding, compassionate, empathetic person. But sometimes I struggle to be that person because I live in a world that does not support me being that person. And there are moments where I fall back into my ego or I become sharp again. And what my oversoul was telling me is that those sharp edges are my teachers. They're telling me where I need boundaries. They're telling me where I still feel unprotected. So before I respond to anything, I need to wait until I get out of the wave of the emotion and the water stills again so that I can make a decision based out of clarity, a decision from my heart instead of a decision from my ego. So if you are a mirror, and if you don't know whether or not you're a mirror, look at your human design chart. If you have a bunch of undefined centers or a bunch of white centers, 9 times out of 10, you are a mirror. This message is for you too. You did not come here to be nice. You came here to be clear, but your clarity has to come from your heart and not from your wounds. In addition to that, if you are a mirror, you are here to transmute and recode energy. So a lot of what you feel does not belong to you. A lot of what you think does not belong to you. It is meant for you to sit in presence with it, alchemize it, recode it, and transmit it back into the collective. Kind of how I'm doing right now. I hope this helps somebody. Happy healing, friends.